Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be installing an engine that I dynoed a while back. 2276, made 214 horsepower, makes a good 200 with the belt on. Solid motor. It's going in a 1956 oval window. It's just a small recap of the dyno session and how it went. And then we're going to jump into the install and of the transmission and everything that goes with it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you very much. That's the first hit from what RPM to what RPM?
From 45 to 7.
And peak was at 7.
Peak power, yeah, at 7.
And peak torque at 4,500.
45.
See, if he had if I would have put 1.5 rockers, he would have been lifting in a little more.
I say you leave that one, David.
Yeah, right there, huh? It's smooth.
Yeah, and look, it fucking...
186
Yeah.
with the belt on.
So,
So that's the peak torque is 5750. Peak horsepower is 214 at 6750. Even though you revved to 7500, it only made 204, so it starts to nose down.
Oh, I see.
After 6750.
Yeah.
So at 7,000, he made 212. 7250, 208, and at 7,500, 204. And here we go. We got the engine in the shop. We got the car in the shop. And we're ready to get on it. You can't just put a motor in like this. You got to do a lot of work. And then on top of that, I changed the carburetors from the empties to real Webers that were brought to me by Gears. Took me a few hours to swap absolutely everything up and over because the engine was already dynoed. Then right here you can see that the transmission is staged and it's ready for the mid mount to be welded in place. It's a multi-step process. You gotta pull it in and out of the car at least 3 times to get it up and going. Not only you have to do this, you also have to clearance. There's some stuff that has to be done to these cars when you put a late model transmission in an early car. You can't just put it in. You gotta go in and out a few times until it's all right. Then right here I'm showing you guys the intake manifolds. They're ported, hand ported by Renato at Brothers Machine Shop. Shout out to Nato. He got down. This engine made a lot of power with the short stacks, with the short manifolds. And it's just very nice work that he did right here. I had these heads for a very long time, and I'm glad I held on to them for the right car at the right moment, and this happens to be it. Now I got a little bit more progress here done. We got the mid mount welded in, got the transmission back in, we got it all painted and ready to go. We have the shocks going up next. Next step is to put the calipers and to put the throttle bearing, put the starter back in. Put the shocks in. Mid mount in. And your wheels? All the wheels. Okay. Oh, here's another debate. Do we keep this narrow beam? Or do we put a stock beam back in it and just weld in adjusters and transfer everything over? What y'all think? I think that's gonna be it right there. Next step is to drill out the holes and install the nut rivets, the nutserts, and the firewall. There's a lot of stuff that you want to do before you put the engine in to make sure that it's nice. Then after we get all of them measured and leveled, we install them. Then time to put the breather box on there. This is built here in-house. And GNR is our original design, and we've sold every single one that we've built. So if you want to order one, you can reach out to us through Instagram, and we can make it for you. We can actually make it in different ways, fully customizable. If you can choose bigger fittings, or just you don't want that many inlets, or whatever you want, we can make it. That's why it's custom. Well, right here you can see some of the trimming that we did on the rear tin. And this is necessary for all the early cars, the oval windows, all the cars that came with a 36 horsepower engine. You have to trim the sheet metal so they fit. And I never install an engine without all the tin. I'm not trying to put it in after the engine's in. So I make the proper trimming that it takes for those engines to fit in there in one piece at the first. You do it once. I don't like doing things twice. I really don't like that. And I'm just showing off a little bit more of the port work. Got the engine in, then I put the manifolds, and then I put the carburetors. Then I have to purge the lines, make sure that the fuel system is clean. Even though I blow it with air, I still make sure that I run fuel right through all the fuel lines to keep all of that debris from all the new lines from ending up inside your carburetors, which is not what you want, right? So right here we have a couple of lines that still have to be made. I like to use for the breather lines, I like to use the German hose, which is the 12mm breather hose from the late model buses and all those cars. And it's pretty cool. If it's flexible, it's light. You can use the push lock style hose on the breathers because it doesn't have any pressure. It's just a breather. But anything that has pressure like fuel or the oil, I definitely use the Teflon. So right here on this engine we have -8 breathers with the German hose and the XRP fittings. And then when it comes to the fuel, I'm running a -6 TFP Teflon fittings. And for the oil, I have a 10 exit with an 8 return on a JC bracket, JC filter, on a JC filter mount with a Gears Engineering filter. And then we gotta get all of this still in the car. It's not done. This is a process. So I'm glad you guys are here watching what we do. I appreciate you guys coming into the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like. I know it's cheesy, but it really does help us get more views for other people that have never been around. Then right here, I'm showing you that the muffler is wrong. The angle is wrong. It just doesn't look right. What do you guys think? I think we have to fix it, which we will later on in the video. You get to see Nick laying down some beads and gets it right, gets it fixed, because it just doesn't look right there. We got a couple carburetors in there now. Now we gotta make sure that the deck lid's gonna be able to close, and then we gotta make a couple of spark plug wires. We're also gonna hide the coil in this engine. We don't want to have anything inside the engine bay that doesn't necessarily need to be there. Got the e-brakes ran. We got the brake lines run. We got pressure in the pedal. The front end is done. We went ahead and took off the narrow beam. We're back to a stock beam. This stock beam that the car came with happened to have adjusters already. So we just put it in, put the spindles back in it, and we're just gonna roll with it. Here are the lines: 10 exit 8 return TFPE with a little bit of insulation. And that's enough. That's all you really need. If you really want to run oil coolers and all kinds of stuff, it's because your motor runs hot. And if it runs hot, it probably wasn't built right. This is a hot rod car that you just drive in the weekends. We're not intending to daily drive this car whatsoever. It's just a Sunday morning coffee and car show type car. And that's what we're building here. If it absolutely needs it for a long drive, then we'll go ahead and install whatever we need to install in the future. But for now, this is what we're going with. And a lot of our cars have been running like this for many, many years and have no issues. This is the fuel system. It just comes out of the tank using some 7mm hose. It goes into a filter, to a rotary pump, back into the car like a normal car. And then here we are. We're back in the back of the car. Got everything fitted. And we're getting closer to fire this car up. About 1,400, 1,300. I have no choice, man. Before we put the car back on the street, we want to go ahead and do a oil change. Putting some LAT 2050 braking oil. And we got Nick welding the muffler to fix the angles because it's just not sitting right. We need to make sure that the lines are proper in the car. And Nick's laying down some TIG welds on this stainless steel muffler, and it should definitely look a lot better when we're done. I'll show you right now.
Scare the parents. Those crows? Those are crows.
I love crows. Getting way better.
Yeah?
All right, we finished this car finally after like 2 weeks. We got the alignment done right now. We got the engine to run. And we got the ride height to sit as best as we can get it. But she looks a lot better than how she came. I didn't even show you how bad it was. I just kind of hit delete on that one. But she's done. Are you gonna send me the video of it driving?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have video proof. Oh yeah. I'm gonna fire it up just so we can hear it and drive it around, walk around it.